Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at Zarude in the Open Ultra League. This is going to be an interesting one, as Zarude is one of the mythical Pokemon that I really wish comes back into either like lead raids or a new research or something like this. Would be really amazing, especially as you can see also on the right side I chose to use the GIF for the special event version of this. I think this is actually like this in the main series games as well for the movie, but we didn't get this in Pokemon Go sadly. But this Pokemon has an interesting typing, being a dark plus grass type, but also you're going to have a very good moveset, which you don't really have with the usual dark and grass type Pokemon. Yes, like your your Shiftry is pretty decent still, but it's not really that bulky. This Pokemon has some pretty decent bulk as well. They have access to the move Dark Pulse as well as Power Whip, two very strong moves, both 50 energy. As you're going to see here, a team with the Swampert in the lead. We're going to have the Giratina in the back there, having access to the move Ancient Power here, which might help you out against some Pokemon like the Articuno here, but also going to help you out against, of course, a Charizard if we're going to encounter this. Send in battles here, of course. If you want to send in your own battles, link is in the description, especially for the upcoming week. It might be interesting for this. Ultra League going to be gone very soon, and I'm pretty sure I've basically everything I need for this kind of a week so far. But here we're going to encounter a very brave duck in the back. Having access to Night Slash going to make this Pokemon a little bit difficult to deal with for the Giratina, but still you're going to double resist the counter, and you see already how much damage this Dragon Claw going to do. Very good counting here, doing the perfect amount of fast moves before the opponent gets to a charge move. It doesn't really matter anyway. You can let this move go through if you want. Night Slash coming through here, and you're going to be able to now deal with this Cresselia pretty easily, as you can go ahead and just... I think they denied you here, which is kind of annoying. You can go ahead and go for the Dragon Claw. They're still sometimes denies, sometimes I had even like one time today while I was playing where I started half a second later than my opponent, so I was not able to swap out onto their charge move, which is really annoying. Something that I didn't even see visually, but like I saw it then when the opponent threw their charge move, which is really bad for me, but hey. Also, really bad for you, it's going to be the Dragonite. I actually don't know why you swapped out of here, this doesn't really make too much sense, but Dragonite is definitely a Pokemon that you cannot really deal with your lead as well as with your Zarude. The opponent decides to swap out another hard counter for you, as you're going to encounter now the Escavalier, but also look at how very nicely done like this movement is for the Dark Pulse. Honestly, looks very nice. I always just swirl around like an idiot, but he was just doing the minimum amount of movement to get all the bubbles, which is very cool to see. But yeah, this doesn't really help you anyway. Like if you swirl around like an idiot like I do, it doesn't really matter anyway. It is basically the same as if you make it very clear and very strategic. But yeah, we're going to see the full farm down here by the Giratina. Sadly, we're going to encounter Snorlax in the back, and that's going to be a complete hard wall. Very good no XL team from the opponent here, by the way. Something that I think also kind of showcased in that kind of regard. But yeah, very good no XL team from the opponent. Definitely something I can highly recommend to you. But of course, this team here does struggle against it. Shadow Dragonite, honestly, I wish I had a good one for the Ultra League. Sadly, I don't have one for the Ultra League, so it's a little bit tricky. So yeah, here we're going to see that you have literally no chance of winning this game. You're still going to go ahead and go for some Ancient Powers, which is going to get you nothing out of here, and you're going to go down here. Very nice. Next opponent, let's take a look at this one. Purified Machamp. Not really the ideal variant that you want to go for. Return doesn't really help you at all for the Machamp, I feel like. Or does it? I guess for Psychic type Pokemon it would be, but then you have Payback already. Ghost types you would have Payback, and Return doesn't help you against it either. Otherwise, what else does counter struggle against? Bug type moves, you have Rock Slide. Flying type moves, you have Rock Slide. So yeah, like Return really doesn't help you on this Pokemon, sadly, so definitely something that I wouldn't really recommend you on this one. We're going to see the Charizard coming in here. We're going to take a look at this now. We're going to have the Ancient Power for this Pokemon as coverage, of course, as the Ancient Power is coming through here right now. Going to do enough damage to hopefully knock them out, but they're going to shield this move up. You can still go for your next one, and you should be able to hit this one as well. You're going to shield up the Dragon Claw. Not really necessary to be fair, but you're still going to be able to go for a Dragon Claw, for the Ancient Power here right now, in order to do a ton of damage. I know if it knocks them out, it does knock them out from this range, and we see the Swampert in the back, which of course is ideal for your Zarude in the back as well, as you're going to be able to just go ahead and even swap onto the opponent here, which can be a little bit tricky of course, but as you know already that this Earthquake going to do basically no damage, and you know that the Machamp is very low, this play definitely works out pretty well for you, as you're going to encounter the next opponent here right now. Pidgeot is really tricky for you to deal with. Very lucky that you're going to encounter it here right now. as your Swampert is most likely the best counter for it, but you still need 2 Hydrocans to get them very low. But we're going to see here, of course, the Feather Dance coming in. Feather Dance is the main thing that Pidgeot puts above other flying type Pokemon. Feather Dance is such a strong move. It's very good that you don't face it on any other Pokemon other than Pidgeot right now. A lot of Pokemon would be able to learn this move, but it's a very busted charge move, to be fair. Like, debuffing the opponent's attack by 2 stages can be really brutal. Here the opponent just basically sacks this Pokemon as you're going to go into your Say-Swap after the Giratina. Actually, like your team pretty much. You're going to have an Answer for Steel types in the lead, which is very decent. You have a very neutral Say-Swap here of the Giratina. Of course, not having Shadow Sneak here kind of hurts you against the Cobalion, but you're still going to do some pretty decent damage against them. And you're going to be able to avoid the Cobalion against your own, what's the name called? Zarude in the back, of course. Zarude, the main Pokemon for this video here right now. We're going to see the Dragon Claw coming through. We're going to do some decent damage against the opponent, most likely. But of course, resisted damage is not really ideal. Still, Dragon Claw is at least a pretty okayish move. It's actually not even that good. I think it's 58 damage for 35 energy. Like, you have even, like, Leaf Blade has 70. I mean, I wouldn't really want to see a Dragon Claw as a Leaf Blade clone, to be fair. I think Leaf Blade, and the fact that Leaf Blade is imbalanced is kind of wild. Because Leaf Blade is such a strong move, but like there's not really a lot of Pokemon that can learn it. And those that learn it are usually squishy Pokemon, other than Tropius, but Tropius doesn't really have a good like fast move, so like it's always kind of balanced with Leaf Blade. But like if there would be a strong Pokemon that learns Leaf Blade, like this would be definitely one of the strongest charge moves in the game for that one. But there's only like really squishy Pokemon, or also that the water typing itself is not really the best like damaging move. Like you have a lot of resistances against those grass type Pokemon, so it's not really ideal. There are a lot of steel types around, there are a lot of dragon types around, so yeah. We're going to see this Scrafty against you. That's definitely something that you would break your backline, but it's very decent that you have it in the lead, especially as you can go for the Hydro Cannon spam, which is really nice for you as you're going to be able to get them really low here as well. You can just go ahead, go into your Giratina, shield once I would say here, because foul play would do a ton of damage. It's going to be a foul play as well, and you can farm them all the way down. Very nicely done, but we're going to see now the Steelix here, but actually you're going to be okay here. You're going to overfarm to 100 energy, which is not a bad idea. You can swap out now into your Zarude, and you should be able to resist all the charge moves here. Like there is, other than Heavy Slam, you resist all of them, which is kind of wild. You resist Earthquake, you resist the Psychic Fangs, even double, and you resist Crunch as well, as we're going to encounter here the Psychic Fangs actually coming through. And we see a Swampert in the back, so Zarude is just going to go to town here, completely hardwalling the opponent, and it's going to be able to go ahead and go for some more damaging moves. I think it's even a best buddy Zarude, which is kind of wild. Hydrocan coming through here, we don't really see the front for that long, as we're going to see the next charge move coming through here. You're going to let this move go through, which I don't really agree with. Like, you kind of want to have the Zarude still for the Steelix, right? And I don't really know if you can deal with the Steelix right now anymore, because they have the super effective fast move, because they can debuff you, and you don't really do damage against them. So I think you had to keep your Zarude life no matter what. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm correct with this one. I don't think you have any chance of winning this game at this point anymore. But you definitely, I think you should have left your Zarude still alive there, because this was your best bet for this matchup. So yeah, you're going to lose this one here. Next opponent, we're going to see a Snorlax in the lead here. You're going to have some pretty decent answers for this in the back. You can actually swap into your Giratina after a few more fast moves maybe, because you're going to be able to resist usually all the charge moves. You're going to be able to catch a charge move here. That's going to be very nice for you. Body Slam going to do no damage at all. And they're going to swap onto Charizard. That's going to be amazing. You can go straight for the Ancient Power, trying to get the boost here as well. Let's take a look at this one. They're going to let this move go through, and now you can just throw those Dragon Claws against the opponent. And they have nothing against this, because you're going to be able to reach the next one in time as well. You're going to go for the full farm run, I guess, here, which is not something I would have done most likely, but maybe still actually works out pretty well for you. Never mind, because now the opponent going to not be able to go ahead and yeah, do anything with the Snorlax against you. You will be able to just go into your Zarude, and Zarude should be fine here, trying to farm on the Snorlax as well. Or you're gonna go into your Swampert, which is also okay. I guess Zarude is like having some troubles with the superpower. I guess that's kind of an issue. But also, Swampert going to get hit hard by Body Slam as well. I don't know, like, really depends on what you want to do here. Zarude would have a little bit more pressure with the fast move. You're just going to go ahead and shield up the move with the Swampert. As you're going to see another Swampert coming in here, you're going to try to catch a move, and this worked out really, really well, leaving you with a 100 energy Swampert in the lead there, which is going to be very good for you. And now the opponent going to forfeit anyway, because they know this game is over. Next game coming in here, we're going to see the Registeel in the lead and also Venusaur as a Sace up here. That's going to be very good for you, as you're going to be able to go ahead and just take those Sludge Bombs. Even though I don't know where they go for the Sludge Bomb, but definitely should go for the Frenzy Plant here. Both are single resisted charge moves, so like Frenzy Plant is definitely the way to go for. Maybe they realize right now as well. No, they don't. They're just gonna still go for the Sludge Bomb. Don't know why. Doesn't really make too much sense. Definitely not the play to go for. If you're in this matchup, go for the Frenzy Plant. Definitely the better one. And why the hell are they going to go ahead and go Shield here? This doesn't really make any sense at all as well. You will be able to farm them at least all the way down here right now without even having to shield once. With Frenzy Plant, you definitely would have died from that charge move here, but very good for you, of course. The opponent doesn't know how to throw the charge moves here, as you're going to be able to go for the own Dragon Claw in order to hopefully get some shape damage, but you can realign. Use the Zarude against the opponent's Swampert, which is going to be very nice for you. Basically completely hard-winning the opponent now. The Registeel has no chance here as well, and the opponent knows it as well. Going to forfeit this game. Another Registeel in the lead here, amazing for you, as you're going to have the best answer for your team against this one. You can take a charge move from the opponent as well, as you are the non-shadow variant. But the opponent can also take a charge move from you, which you can see here right now. I think if you had the shadow bonus, you would have done enough damage, but here the Zap Cannon comes through for whatever reason. I have no idea why. Go for the Focus Burst and you do actually damage. Zap Cannon is resisted, Focus Burst is neutral. This allows you to actually just go ahead, shield this move up and farm them all the way down. Don't know what the opponent tries to do here. Yes, you get 2 attack drops, but you can still farm them all the way down here without a doubt, and you can just swap out here, in my opinion, exactly into your Giratina, and at this point of time, this game is over. Snarl, Muk here going to be able to most likely deal with the Giratina, but you know already that you're going to be able to have a perfect alignment later on. Your Swampert has 100 energy. There is nothing the opponent can do here really to win this game anymore, as you're going to be able to completely wall the opponent from this point on. In comes another Dragon Claw. Still, by the way, sick if I sound still a little bit weird from COVID, of course. But here you're going to see the Dragon Claw coming through. But we're going to also see the opponent going for the Dark Pulse. You just let this move go through. Go into your Swampert, go for the Hydro Cannon. The opponent catches. We don't care about this one. We can go ahead, swap out now into your own Zarude. You can even stay in here for a little bit, catching the move perfectly. Like so many really good catches from you, which is really, really nice to see. And you can just farm them all the way down. There's no real reason for you to shield. There's no real reason for you to throw. There is literally just the reason here to farm them all the way down, and the opponent, I think, forfeits at this point of... Oh no, actually they just wanted to stand still so they can go for some Snarls here. Very great move by the opponent. They're even going to shield this move up for whatever reason. You can shield this, you don't have to shield this, but you're gonna shield this. Dark Pulse coming through would not even knock you out here. And you're going to be able to win this game pretty easily. I think we're going to go into the final match of today's video. If you enjoyed this video, of course, please leave a like on the video. Would help me out quite a bit. Feels like the brightness of this last one is a little bit brighter, or am I just... I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, maybe my COVID is just making my eyes feel weird. Don't know, it feels like this is a little bit brighter than before. I don't know, is it really brighter? I have no idea. We see a boost from the opponent, which is really not ideal for you, but you can still go ahead. Go for one Hydro Cannon. Gonna be able to go for get the shield from the opponent, and as well you can go ahead and go for another one to hopefully get another shield from the opponent. Turns out now you're going to have a problem though. Obviously, going to have access to the move Night Slash, going to be super effective against Giratina, but also Cross Jump, which is going to be super effective against Zarude. What is he gonna go for? They're gonna go for the Night Slash. Very nice call there from you as they go into a Trevenant. The opponent definitely should know their typings a little bit better than this one, because Trevenant is most likely the best answer, like in general, like the best Pokemon to face for Zarude, because you're going to completely resist them. In comes here the Muk. You went for the Light Power Whip, of course. Not really ideal here, but of course you try to just predict whatever comes in. It is fine here to go for a blind move. As we're going to see here, the Shadow Muk. Shadow Muk is actually one of the Pokemon that I still need to build, because this Pokemon is so amazing right now. Has great coverage in the current meta. The opponent going to catch here, also getting the charge move off with the Obstagoon. Very great play by the opponent, but he still should be in the driver's seat here right now. Gonna be able to go for the Dragon Claw here, and you're going to be able to knock out the first Pokemon and also the final Pokemon. That's going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one.